Hello, magic makers. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this reading is for you. A transmission through the Serpent Gate, a page in the codex, and perhaps a message you are meant to remember. Before we begin, please light the fire and hit the like button. Every like you leave is a torch lit along the spiral road. Every comment, a sigil etched into the vault of echoes. And if this message resonates, consider subscribing and joining our journey through the temple. If there is anything you wish for me to hold in light or carry into the temple with you, prayer, protection, or intention, speak it below. Now, these readings are not predictions. They are transmissions. And I am merely the messenger. The meaning is yours to uncover. Open the temple within and listen for what echoes back, because the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 3 of Wands. You are a person with integrity, aren't you? I feel like people appreciate you. People recognize in you a type of virtue, because it feels like even when your personal interests are involved, you will do the right thing. This is the card of a very, very strong set of principles, of a spiritual compass. Okay, I feel that people come to you for advice. I feel like people very often come to you with a problem because they want your honest, true, real, virtuous kind of opinion. Yeah. Because they know that you don't always operate out of self-interest. So people can trust what you say. People can trust that you're able to speak with, I feel like, sincerity. Yeah. Okay, the 3 of Wands is a card of identity. It's a card of integrity and intention. I feel like you know who you are. I feel like you know why you're here. And I feel that people see you as kind of a spiritual leader. Yeah. I want to say moral or ethical leader, but I feel like it's kind of a spiritual leader. I feel like you just inspire people. I feel like you do have kind of an ethic to you. You know who you are, you know what your principles are, and I think you won't violate those. Yeah. Let's see what's going on, because there's a reason why Spirit is highlighting this aspect of your energy right now. We've got the Death card. You have a 7 of Pentacles. You have a 3 of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. And a 3. Wow, a lot of 3s. Look at that. 3, 3, and 3. Okay. You're being asked to make a choice now that may kind of, in a way, go against your sort of, your self-interests, or let's say your the wishes of your ego, right? Okay. Interesting now, this transition. Evolution of something, yeah. Let's keep going. Here we have the High Priestess, the Hierophant, the Tower, and the 10 of Cups. Wow, okay. Okay. I feel like there is some kind of a truth that's rising to the surface. There's a message coming in that's going to change how you see things. Okay? What was hidden from you is going to become very, very clear. It may not be what you really want to hear, though. You know what I mean? But I think that the truth and the clarity that's coming in is happening now because you're ready for it. You're prepared, like you're strong enough to handle it. So I feel like there's been something that has been like a secret that's been kept from you, or there's something that you knew something was going on, but it hadn't all come to light yet. I feel like the clarity is coming now because you are ready for it. You're strong enough to handle it, okay? I think that there are small events that are leading to much, much bigger events, or that are connected to a bigger picture. Okay? This is long, slow. This is something kind of being dragged out over the course of time, right? It's slow change, the death card. Slow change over the course of time. This is like abrupt change. This is really big time surprise. Everything is being revealed. It's not a slow trickle of information. It's not one little event here and there. It's now a big, big event, a big, revelation. I think that your hope is going to replace your fear once this is revealed to you. Okay? And that Wheel of Fortune, I want you to write down one sign that you've been noticing recently. What's one kind of synchronicity or one omen that you've witnessed recently? I want you to write it down. Put it in the comments if you want. But acknowledge it. Okay? These answers are going to come to you when you stop trying to force them, and you're not going to try to make them happen. You're not asking the questions. You're ready and you're prepared to handle the truth, and it's coming. Okay? Now, let's draw the hidden key from the codex, the unseen chapter, the truth not yet revealed. Okay? This is a card pulled at random, a fragment of the codex beyond the known spread. It represents the factor infinite and unknown, what the watchers have not yet allowed us to see. And we're going to set it down right here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right there on top. And we're not going to release that kraken until the end of the transmission. But when we do, it will bring all of the threads together. And it will confirm the prophecy. And it will close the current page of the codex. If you feel the pulse of intuition, if the dove current is whispering to you, tell me what you sense. Leave a comment. What do you think the hidden key will reveal? Now, let's look around the room. First, we have major, 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 major. 5 major arcana energies. This is a big revelation for you. Okay? There is a prophecy that's unfolding here for you. We have fire. We have water and water. You've got your air. You've got your earth. Okay? You have also 3, 3, and 3. Okay? The threes are the numbers of understanding. Okay? The numbers of understanding. 3 is also the number of Saturn. Okay? So there is something here that has been weighing on you for a long time. Okay? There's something that is kind of been holding you back or holding you down or restricting your progress. And I feel like right now with that 3 of Wands, you're ready for the truth. You're ready for that big reveal of something, okay? And it may be the revolution or the revelation, and a revolution too, revolution of the wheel, that what was once perhaps your wish, or what was once perhaps your dream, is now not. Is now has transformed into a nightmare. Okay? I think that you understand here the process of creation on the emotional plane, but also on the intellectual plane. Just because you want something to be true doesn't mean that it is true. Okay? If you're wishing and hoping that something is for you or something is leading to your bliss, I think right now Spirit is saying that this is not what you thought it was. Okay? 3, 3, and 3. The understanding of what is being created in your life. And I don't think this is information that you really are looking forward to. I don't think Spirit is telling you what you want to hear. Okay? Remember, I'm merely the messenger. Okay? But what you thought was your dream come true, or maybe it's like what you thought you wanted, you now realize is the same thing that is preventing you from growing or fulfilling your nature or from reaching the happy life. Okay. And we'll explore these a little bit more, but the death card is the obstacle right now. And to me, it feels like as the truth is being revealed, the biggest difficulty is the letting go. The biggest difficulty is to let something go to the background, let something go behind you. To let something be in the rear view mirror where we're going to have to, sometimes we're going to look at it. Okay. The death card is slow and steady change over the course of time. It is the nature of nature. Okay. And to me, it's the awareness that something in your life has reached its expiration date. You know, that we can't cling to something any longer. It needs to be let go. And I think that's sort of a kind of a difficult truth. It's a difficult thing to swallow. This idea that, you know, what we once really desperately wanted or enjoyed, or what we wished for, or the dream that we had is now kind of behind us. Okay. Feels like this is a transition. This is a process of letting go. Yeah. The death card is talking about us releasing something that has run its course in our life and needs to be put behind us. Okay. I don't think it's something that you really want to let go of. But I think the truth, the realization is that it's no longer meant for you. The difficult thing, this is the battle position, card 2, right? The most difficult thing is to let something fall away from us as we move forward, to leave something behind, you know? The difficult thing is to grieve and release, to continue moving forward without something. Okay? It feels like it's a death and a rebirth. Feels like it's a shedding of a skin. So there's something in your life, and that's the big revelation, that's the truth that's rising to the surface here, is that something isn't for you. Something that you wanted to be for you. Now the realization that it's not, and the having to release it and let it go. Down beneath the surface, your 7 of Pentacles is a card of failure. This is something that your soul knows, even if you've forgotten or ignored or kind of pretended not to hear that voice. Okay, it's another Saturn energy. And that Saturn energy is something did not thrive. Something did not manifest. Okay. Something did not work. It didn't grow past a certain point. Whether it's the relationship, the job, the business, I don't know. I don't know what this is. You have to tell me if you want to share. This is something that I think you put in a lot of effort to cultivate, but it didn't work. It's no longer meant for you. I think it's kind of like you were only meant to bring it up to a certain point. Okay? And that was the end of your involvement with this thing, or person, or idea, or business, or whatever. It was not meant to be a forever thing. Okay? I think right now there's a fear of letting this go, but there is the acknowledgement that you are strong enough to handle that truth, the difficult truth. Okay? And the truth is really that your path is now taking you away from this thing. It feels almost like the two paths are kind of, diverging now. Okay. And the Three of Cups in the background, well, this is the chain. This is the link that binds you, It is kind of an anchor. It's the card of abundance. It's the card of joy. This was something that we cherished. It was a wish. It was a hope. It was a relationship. It was something that we wanted to hold on to. I don't know if there's an older male energy in your life that has passed recently. It's not often that the death card literally means that, okay? But there is the possibility here that that is what we're talking about, especially with the threes. Understanding doesn't make it easier to deal with it. Understanding why it's necessary doesn't make it any easier to process, okay? But there is that other aspect where it's like Spirit saying that you're now strong enough to know the truth about something. You're strong enough to hear the truth, even it's not going to be easy to deal with it. Okay, so this might not literally be somebody passing into spirit. It might be like, it might be the revelation of a betrayal. Okay. It's something that you want to know, but you don't want to know. The Spirit's saying it's time for you to know. Okay? It's going to change the way you look at something. It's going to change the way you look at this person or this relationship or something in the past. Something that maybe a memory that you have that you cherished. Okay, or a person from your past that you cherished and valued, now realizing that they were not who you thought they were, or that there was something that changes the nature of your perception. I don't know how else to explain this. Okay, this is like someone's finally telling you the truth about that relative or something. You know what I mean? Something that's not really, it's not good news, but it's something that you're strong enough now to finally hear. Okay? And I think the Three of Cups is what it's really so hard to let go of. This is the perception of the past, that it was good, that it was positive, that it was a good thing. Maybe this is like how we're remembering that relationship. And now there's this new conversation happening where we realize that this wasn't how it was at all. Okay? I think we all can kind of relate to that energy, where I thought our relationship was great, or the friendship, or that job that I had, I thought it was wonderful. It was a lot of fun, or whatever. It was a joyous time. But then we're getting now some revelation. It's making us like it's that cognitive dissonance. Like, wait a minute, it wasn't that great. Or maybe we feel kind of foolish that here I was thinking everything was perfect, but it wasn't. Now I feel like a chump because, here you are celebrating and none the wiser, right? I don't know what this is for you. Feels like a family thing. Feels like something intimate. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune at the top. This is your untapped power, This is kind of like, this is something that you need to reach for. And to me, this is a card of faith and hope and trust. To believe that the universe is operating with some kind of an order, some kind of a plan that we just don't get to know the details of fully. Choosing to trust. understanding that there is something beyond our understanding. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune is all about divine timing. The Wheel of Fortune has its shadow side too, right? Because what comes up, right? What goes up must come down. And as the wheel turns, those who are at the bottom start getting around to the top. Guess what happened to the ones that were on the top before? They're down at the bottom now. So there's light and shadow in every card. And maybe the Three of Cups is thinking something was all light and there was no shadow. Okay? We perceived something as being perfect and blissful and flawless. Now we're kind of seeing that, no, there were flaws there. Okay? Maybe you just learned some very disturbing fact about one of your favorite artists or musicians or something, right? I don't know. I always hate when that happens, you know. The Wheel of Fortune reminds us that things happen for a reason. I don't always get to know the reason. I don't get to demand that the universe explain it to me. My understanding is limited. My human understanding can only go so far. The rest of it, I have to just take on faith. That this is the way it's supposed to be for whatever reason. How do I kind of process something here? How do I make this make sense to me? The Wheel of Fortune doesn't need our approval, doesn't even need our participation. It says the wheel's going to turn, things are going to happen in the world that you can't do anything about. How do you like that? Don't like that at all, right? But I think you've reached a level in your spiritual maturity where you can receive that information and not like freak out or wild out and try to prevent it or try to undo it. Okay? It's kind of, I feel like it's coming as a gut punch, but it's one that, you know, you got the strong abs, you can take it. It doesn't make it fun. That's why this card is all about divine timing, faith, hope, and trust. It's happening for a reason. There's a reason why I'm finding out now, because maybe now I can handle it. If you would have told me a year ago, maybe I couldn't have handled it, you know? And in the future position, Three of Swords, that's the grief. That's the sorrow. That's going to be the period of, you know, trying to see how all of this connects to some kind of a larger story. Okay? And I think that you are going to get some answers here. Okay? You can't force it. I feel like things will kind of slowly be revealed more and more. Whatever this is, I don't feel that it's kind of all coming out at once. I feel like maybe there's been a trickle of information that might be reaching some kind of a culmination now. The Three of Swords in the future position. This is kind of your higher self. This is your ideal form right now. This is the way forward for you. The way forward is to understand, okay, at least to intellectually understand what is being said to you. Okay, to be able to consciously kind of acknowledge what you're being told and to, you know, to acknowledge that you hear it and that you understand it. Kind of heard, understood, and acknowledged, right? Even when it's not something that you want to hear. It's like the universe needs a response from you. You have to, you know, hear, understand, and acknowledge. And then process it however you need to. Yeah. This is really, I mean, there's not really a lot of light in this card, is there? It's a pretty dark card. Every card does have light and shadow. I guess the light side of this card is that it's better to know than not know. That maybe ignorance is bliss, sure, but the truth might hurt. But maybe it leads to a kind of deeper understanding. It leads to a more, a more full experience of things. This is literally the card of sorrow and grief. Okay. understanding something intellectually doesn't make it easier to deal with. Okay. But it seems like, again, I'm emphasizing the fact that Spirit's saying, the codex is saying that you are strong enough to go through this right now. And that's why it's happening now. Because maybe a year ago or 3 years ago or whatever, you weren't strong enough to handle it, but you can now. Okay? It feels like it's an initiation. It feels like it is a little death for you. But from every death comes a rebirth. Okay. I feel like, in a way, there's some fear. But I feel like hope is going to replace that fear once this truth is processed. Okay, you've got to go through that process. Now, I want you to subscribe to the channel. We're going to talk about your general energy, and your general energy is the High Priestess. It's the waxing of the moon, the widening of the psychic aperture, the opening of the third eye. To me, this is the revelation. This is you perceiving the facts. Slowly, your eyes are opening to something. And the more your eyes open, slowly, slowly, the more light gets let in. Until your eyes are fully open, right? And you're taking in all the light. And everything is revealed to you. And I think that you will see the bigger picture. I think Spirit is letting you in on that bigger picture. Not the full, grand scheme, the whole divine plan, no, but the bigger picture for you. And so this is kind of, again, this is another card of faith, hope, and trust. The High Priestess, right? Your intuition or your spirit trying to lead you to your best life sometimes has to lead you through grief. Sometimes sometimes Spirit will drag you through the briar patch, right? Rake you over the coals here to get to your best life. Eventually, you will come to know that whatever this is happened for a reason. Maybe this was you finally getting confirmation of a betrayal or something like that, right? Or there was some infidelity. You'd rather know than not know. And yeah, it sucks that Spirit has to drag us through something like that, but it's for our ultimate good. Because if you never found out, then what? If you never know the truth, then you're going to be staying in that situation thinking everything is perfect. Meanwhile, there's all that nasty stuff going on, you know? And so I think it's an unfortunate situation, but it's one that I think you're very, very privileged. And I think you should have some gratitude to Spirit for letting you in on this. Or if it's coming in through a friend or whatever, right? Maybe it's, I don't know how the information is arriving to you. But I feel that you've got to show a little bit of appreciation for the messenger. Because without that, you would still think everything was fine. Yeah. And so that's kind of, the High Priestess is the incoming message. It is the revelation. It is the light coming from Spirit that's giving you the info. I think in a very practical way, it's coming from a Hierophant. The High Priestess is the inner knowing, the inner wisdom. The Hierophant is the outer wisdom. Okay? Somebody outside of you bringing you a message. Maybe it's coming through an older friend or an older family member. Okay? It might be coming through some kind of an authority figure or some sort of agency or some sort of like a company or like an official statement. Okay? Something like that. It may be coming through a legal channel. The Hierophant here is also, it's kind of a projection. It's a shadow projection. These two positions in the dove and serpent spread are intimately connected. So what is that saying? Well, in a way, it's saying that you knew it all along. You knew there was something going on. You knew there was something fishy here, okay? But it may be something that, again, as a shadow, the Hierophant being that shadow is something that we kind of deny, that we try to push down, bury it in the vault of echoes. But it's something that I think's been echoing in you for a long time. There's maybe something here in the High Priestess that's been trying to tell you, look, something's not right. Something's going on. Something's happening. There's something that you don't know. But of course, when we're in bliss, we don't want to believe that. No, I'm just being paranoid, you know. Sometimes it's a nudge. Sometimes it's Spirit kind of saying, there's something there. Just keep your eyes open, you know. So I think the Hierophant really is, you know, that kind of a, this is what you avoid. And it's that wisdom. It's that sort of objective acknowledgement that, yes, something is exactly how it looks. Maybe with the High Priestess here, it's kind of like saying, well, maybe my mind's playing tricks on me. You know, maybe there's something here. Maybe it looks a certain way, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not really that way. The Hierophant is here to kind of say, no, whatever it looks like, that's what it is. It quacks like a duck. Yeah. And I think it's quacking. The Tower, to me, is the mirage. It's the illusion. And what it means here is that your fear, worry, and concern, the anxiety thing here, is that your whole life is blown up. That this is a devastation. That everything is ruined, everything is crumbling to the ground, that everything is destroyed. That you are broken because of this. That's the mirage. That's the illusion. That's what you're afraid of, but it's not true. This isn't going to break you. This isn't going to ruin you. It feels like a devastation. Okay? But really, what it is everything false is falling away from your life, revealing your true spirit underneath. Everything false is falling away from your life. And it feels like it's a tower coming down. It feels like it's a destruction. It feels like it's ruin. The illusion here, the mirage, is that your life is going to be, you know, over after this. That this is an insurmountable challenge. That this is a devastation. No, it's not a devastation. It's a revelation. It's a pivotal moment in your life. It's an exclamation point for sure. Life's not going to be the same. There's going to be life before this and life after this. Life in the short term, grief and sorrow. Life in the long term, way freaking better than it was before anyway. So focus on this. This is your prophecy. Okay? This is your challenge and your battle. This is your initiation. This is your death and rebirth into your prophecy of absolute bliss and pleasure and love and family and connection and happily ever after. Short term, sorrow, grief, yes. Long term, happily ever after. And now if this revelation never happened, if this tower moment never happened, there would be nothing to get you to your prophecy. You would be here with a sneaking suspicion for the rest of your life, and that would be it. We need the tower. It bridges the gap here and allows the prophecy to unfold for you. And the tower is that pivotal moment. Okay? It is that kind of something is kind of blowing up in your life, right? And it's showing you, okay, obviously that's not the road I'm supposed to take. Let's say you're driving in your car, right? And suddenly there's like a tree falls in the road. Well, obviously you can't go that way. So you're forced to turn. Don't try to jump over the tree in your car. So you're going to have to turn down a different road. It's like you're playing a video game and there's just all these obstacles that keep popping up. It's obvious that you're supposed to go a certain way. You're on your spiral road here, okay? And sometimes to keep us on course, Spirit sends us some big explosions, some big tower moments, big tower events, okay? Big explosion over here, okay, I'm not supposed to go that way, okay? And it's sort of keeping us on course, even though the way we feel is that it's devastating my life, it's throwing my life off course. But that's That's our human way of looking at it. Spirit's way of looking at it is that the tower moments are putting us back on course. Okay? But we're not going to know that until long term. Short term, devastation, sucks, grieving, sorrow, sadness, heartbreak. Long term, oh wow, okay, I see. Happily ever after, family, love, connection, bliss, satisfaction, satiety, ultimate fulfillment. But we have to get through this. And Spirit's saying that you are now strong enough to get through this, so the rest of your prophecy can unfold. This is your destiny. This is the shape of what wants to happen. This is the page that's waiting to be written in the codex. And it is your ultimate bliss, long-term, open-ended, never-ending, happily ever after bliss. And in the short term, Spirit's going to rake you over the coals a little bit. High Priest is going to drag you through the briar patch. Mystery card, I want it to be the Empress. Okay. Or I want it to be a card of courage. Yeah. So either the Empress or perhaps the Strength card or some fire, right? Let's get some more fire here. Instead of getting sad and heartbroken, let's just get motivated. Yeah. Let's have some fire energy here. If you have a prediction for this card, for this key, I want you to put it in the comments below. Let's see what we have. Another 3 of Wands. Well, it is fire. So I think I'm pretty right. Because the 3 and the 3, what do we get? We get 6. The 6 is victory. The 6 is saying, you know what? I am strong enough. Like Spirit's saying, yeah, you're strong enough to handle this. And you're saying, yeah, you know what? I am strong enough to handle this. Watch me rise from this. It's almost a phoenix energy. Kind of feel that phoenix rising symbolism. This is your acknowledgement that you are strong enough to overcome this. The 3 plus the 3, the 6 is a victory. This is a win for you. It's not a devastation. It's not laying you low. It's not the dirt nap for you. No, this is going to be a win. You may not feel that way now, but it's going to be a win. Okay? Spirit is confirming that this is the way things are supposed to play out for you. And depending on your reaction, all of us, our reaction to the Wheel of Fortune is what really affects our lives. And from our human standpoint, things happen, and I either react to them in a healthy way, in a productive way, in a very strong way, let's say in the right way, and things get a little bit easier, and I'm able to get through things, and it's okay. Or I react in a poor way, an unhealthy way, or the wrong way, and my life gets worse. It makes it more difficult. It's all about how well we harmonize with the process of change. The 3, we understand the process of change. Sometimes understanding is not enough. We have to harmonize with the process of change. In other words, we have to accept that the things that happen in life happen. I can either respond to them in a good way or not so good way. That's up to me. That's something I can control. I'm not saying not to get angry, not to grieve, not to be upset. No, do all that, but try to harmonize with what's happening. It doesn't mean you're enabling it or forgiving it or excusing anything or from anybody's behavior. No, I'm not saying you have to enable that or forgive somebody or say it's okay that you betrayed me or whatever it is. No, but you have to, within yourself, between you and Spirit, you have to be in harmony. Okay, Spirit, this happened. I don't like it, but I'm going to roll with it the best I can. That's what the 6s are. We're living in harmony with the process of change on the spiritual plane. Okay? What do we get when we put these 2 together? 3 of Cups, 3 of Swords, heart and mind. Now you're living in harmony with the process of change on the mental emotional plane. Spiritual plane, mental, emotional plane. The physical plane, not really a thing here. This is something that's taking place on the spiritual realm and the psycho-spiritual realm. Yeah. Your heart, your mind. Okay. And so you're harmonizing your heart and your mind. You're coming to terms with the reality. This is what happened. I don't like it, but I get it, and I'm going to do my very best to roll with it. Okay? And trust that this is, well, for one thing, accepting it. I'm surprised we didn't get the Hanged Man, maybe in the extended transmission. We should do that now. Let's do the extended transmission, okay? In the extended reading, we'll cast an I Ching hexagram, we'll draw from the oracle, and we'll open a new cluster of keys, okay, from the codex. If you feel called to continue, the path is open. There's a link in the corner here. There's a link in the video description. New transmissions for Libra on Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to receive both. Subscribe if you haven't yet. It aligns your signal with the dove current and ensures your next page in the codex will find you. Leave a comment and let me know where along the spiral road you're watching from. It helps me map the resonance of the temple. I want you to remember you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. The codex reveals itself through you. I thank you and I love you. And we are all walking this path together.